Hey Collective, welcome. What I'd like to do for you now is a 3-card spread. Recent past, current situation, and then moving forward with a couple of clarifiers, and finally an oracle card. So in the recent past, it's a very sweet energy with the Page of Cups and the Six of Swords. It's almost like a gesture of apology. It really feels very youthful, like somebody, this could be spending time with a child or a younger person, or it could be kind of even the feeling of revisiting aspects of your childhood. It's almost like it's almost like if you have, like, let's say you come across a piece of candy from your childhood that you thought was discontinued, and it just like immediately kind of brings you back to that feeling of a certain time in life, a certain place, a certain event, like, but it's really positive. It feels really light. It feels really good. It feels really innocent and pure. And in the current energy, contrasting that, it's almost like the reverse. It's like the Five of Swords with the Two of Swords. It's like this blocked energy. And if this was some kind of gesture towards another, or like some kind of, I don't know, maybe you wanted to share, it's like you want to share that sense of return to innocence. And it's like there's a block. I think of these collective readings as like the more universal energy, like the bigger picture. Usually with sign readings, it's very specific to like an event or a catalyzing moment, but I like to kind of zoom out for these collective readings. And I feel like maybe there was some kind of attempt to return emotionally to a state in which you could feel trust and hope and optimism. And it's like in the current energy, it's just like there's a lot of cynicism and despair about what's happening, and I think that's very natural, honestly. I mean, I say this all the time, we're being force fed all of this negativity on the daily, on the hourly, in order to kind of weaken our defenses and keep us kind of stuck, feeling negative, feeling kind of hopeless, and overall despairing, because it makes us much easier to control and to manipulate when we're feeling vulnerable. And moving forward, the King of Wands with the Strength card is like the ultimate. It's ambitious, it's powerful, it's strong, it's confident, it's the masculine in its active state. I mean, it's really take no enemies, holds no bar, kind of powerful move, especially with the Strength card. I mean, that's like doubling up. That's like augmenting this real force of nature. And I'm not, this is the thing. Is this supposed to be our advice? Is this supposed to be an external force that comes in and kind of reinvigorates us? Or is it something aspirational? Let me get a couple of clarifiers, because I'd really like to see, because it's kind of interesting, because we're moving through all of these different feelings or different aspects, right? We've got the emotional vulnerability, then we've got the kind of mental, the kind of the dark side of the moon here mentally, and then we've got our inspiration. Gosh, sorry. Oh, slippery. Yeah, there's some kind of inevitability with this Death card. There's some kind of inevitable transition towards a new perspective and way of life. And perhaps it's almost like there is a cheerfulness about the acceptance of a changing fate. I don't see this as like a shocking ending or something really devastating. It's almost like accepting with good cheer and positivity that everything is cyclical. It's almost like when you accept the inevitability of like all of our fates, which is death, we become free, we become light again. It's like children kind of operate with the lack of awareness, so they're free. And then adults get saddled with all of this despair, all of this realization that humanity is so flawed and everything feels so broken. And we can find it to be extremely depressing. Despair sinks in if we feel really helpless. But it's almost like there is a regeneration through acknowledging how finite humanity is, and that aspect of it isn't our final destination. It's like we have another. It's arguable. Do we have more lives? Do we repeat this cycle, or do we go on into the infinite and are free from these earthly physical binds that we find ourselves in? And I really feel like with the Justice card, it's like there's a paradigm shift happening. It's like we prepared ourselves by sort of, emotionally regressing or revisiting our better selves, our better spirit. That it's almost like the plates, the earthly plates shift, and there's an earthquake, these tremors that kind of change the way the world is even shaped. It's these tiny incremental movements that create a completely different world, like a completely different landscape. Like Pangea doesn't exist anymore. And finally, the Five of Wands with the King of Wands and the Strength card. It's almost like fighting for your right to party here. You got to fight for your right to party. It's like it's like there's so much conflict and drama and negativity and people who want to disagree for the sake of disagreement. It's like it's almost like that's the tectonic plate that is shifting in the direction of a more heart-centered energy. And it's not, just silliness. It's like this is a serious business. This is a serious need to shift into this more innocence-based mindset, perceiving the world as it truly should be, not as it's been imposed upon us. Let me pull an oracle card. The Smith, overthinking, taking action. Yeah, this card depicts effort and work, obviously. But this paired with the King of Wands is like, do it to it, baby. Like, get over the fear, get over the energetic disagreements, the negativity, the hostility. Temperance. Just embrace the new with confidence and with your emotional state intact. And I really think that this could be a beautiful cycle. It's going to be a fight. It's going to energetically take work, but it is the fight that's worth fighting. Especially if we want to make this world the beautiful oasis that we all know it could be if people were just to be a little bit less of an asshole, right? Okay, well, that's what I got for you. Thank you for being here, and I hope to see you again. Take care.